Thank you, and I'd like to welcome you to the 75th anniversary celebration of CHPC's founding. As you saw from that video, 75 years ago, Mayor LaGuardia faced some incredible challenges. The city and the nation were in the depths of the Great Depression, but unlike the rest of the nation, New York City, as it does today, also had the largest inventory of substandard old tenement buildings and the largest. Mayor LaGuardia pledged to make housing a centerpiece of his administration, and over his 3 terms, he would make good on his promise. He reorganized the department that handled housing and buildings. He embarked on a massive slum clearance program that made way for 17,000 units of new public housing and the demolition of some of the worst buildings. And perhaps most importantly, he let the people of the city know that the government could intercede effectively to improve housing conditions for poor citizens. To help make sure that he kept his promise to housing, a unique organization that helped to elect him was established by Harold Buttenheim, CHPC, or CHC at that point. Harold was the editor and publisher of the American City magazine, who called upon professionals who knew how to get things done and were committed to the city's future. They came from a variety of backgrounds. Buttenheim came from publishing. Ira S. Robbins, the foremost activist of his day. Stanley Isaacs, whose political skills would leave a lasting legacy for housing in New York City. What they had in common was a determination to make the future of the city's housing stock a singular priority. Together, they helped to structure the Roosevelt administration's housing programs and set up the financial arrangements for the first public housing in America. The architect, Clarence Stein, would later add planning to CHC's title, and it became CHPC. I personally actually began my involvement with CHPC as an intern in 1969. One of my projects was to create a compendium of housing and planning terms commonly used and misused. Here's a copy. In the foreword to the publication, Roger Starr, in whose name we have an award, and the recipient today will be my good friend Rich Froelich, thanks me for my, in a foreword, thanks me for my diligent, I'm not sure I can pronounce this, lexicographical efforts. A compliment that I can safely say, and I think many of the room who know me, that has never been heard since about me. CHPC's resourceful staff has located the last remaining copy of this unique work, which I have personally autographed, and I'm happy to present to our single biggest contributor at this luncheon today, Bill Traylor of Richmond Housing Resources. So now, Bill, although you are well known for your financial prowess, when you need a definition like operating costs, rehabilitation, or debt service, you won't have to struggle to figure it out. You'll have someplace to turn for the answers. In 1969, CHPC exposed me to the issues that I continue to return to again and again, understanding how people live and how we can make their lives better. I know we all share that commitment, and that's why we are so delighted that you are here with us today. Thank you for coming.
My name is Jerilyn Perine. I'm the executive director of CHPC. A lot can change. Oh, thank you. It's nice to know you're still, talking to me after we hounded you for money so relentlessly. But a lot can change in 75 years, and yet many things at CHPC stay the same. Our staff still toils in similar conditions, too little pay for long hours and unreasonable requests from a, no offense, overzealous and very large board. We still rely on a variety of approaches to get our message out, and while we have moved onto the internet, fancy websites, we even have a Facebook page, I think, we're drawn back to the media forms of the 1930s. Talking, getting people in a room to talk, privately and publicly. We continue to gather people together to discuss a range of issues and figure out solutions, From planning for the future of New York City to the complexity and need for real estate tax exemptions, from parking to zoning principles, to changes that will advance green development and preservation, to rules governing stormwater runoff, we have, as parents tell their small children these days, used our words instead of hitting people, and it's a very effective technique. Looking. Going out to see things for ourselves. We still do the old-fashioned thing, taking people out to see what's happening in our neighborhoods, from cutting-edge projects to neighborhoods being reinvented by their newest residents. Through our program of site visits, CHPC Connect, we have gone to all 5 boroughs with board members and colleagues from countries and cities as far away as Israel and as cool and hip as Barcelona. Reading. We still like to rely on good old-fashioned newspaper stories, where our work has been featured in the New York Times, including the front page of the Arts and Leisure section, which we can't mention enough, Crane's, the Wall Street Journal, the Daily News, the Jerusalem Post, and many others. Listening, radio plays. You probably forgot radio plays, but we reinvigorated this much-forgotten format by resurrecting a CHPC radio play from 1939 about the struggles of an Irish family in Hell's Kitchen and their impending move to Red Hook houses. We filled every seat and had an enthusiastic crowd and a great time while being reminded how much better people used to write. Writing. Reports are still our mainstay and one of the best ways for us to communicate complex analysis. Our work on the neighborhood impacts of troubled multifamily buildings and our reports on Stuyvesant Town continue to lead our download numbers on the website. Make movies. While this was only a dream, we now actually have a short film about making room, which will be available on our website shortly, thanks to our wonderful board member, Bob Byrne. And there will be more to follow now that we've gotten a real taste for making movies. Let's put on a show. Again, drawing on our rich archival library, and because we love the table reading of the radio plays so much, we now have a play in production that will bring to life the first-person voices of the struggle to win racial integration at Stuyvesant Town, a struggle that would first be lost and then would be won much later. But in this mix of old and new, we always come back to the tradition of our organization that sustains us. That's why we're so proud of our William R. Ginsburg Fellowship Program, named for our long-serving board member who served the public both in and out of government for more than 4 decades. Our latest Ginsburg Fellows are here today, Hannah Gonzalez and Ginny Kanduja. And it has always been an important thing at HPD to recognize, since we can't actually reward you in any real way, those whose careers have made an impact. Now, we are really excited to have CHPC's Impact Award for Excellence in Planning presented by Les Bluestone. Please welcome him.